My name is Amanda Terkanian, and I joined the ECHO series as a patient. So I developed symptoms of PI early on that were not really recognized, and struggled for years. It impacted my academic and my social life. I became a military spouse, and started moving around and was still always sick and dealt with a lot of health problems. And became a mother of three by some miracle, had my three babies, and was really sick trying to take care of them and work. And I started to get sicker and sicker. And that's when a physician's assistant, I was so sick that I really didn't even know what they were testing me for at that point, and which was not like me. And that's when I knew something had to change. And they pulled me into the office a couple of weeks later and said, "We figured it out. You have PI." I feel like I'm at a good place now. My treatment is, my dosage was increased a couple of months ago, and I finally feel like I'm able to really move past these constant infections. I have a lot more hope. I was looking for more support. I really felt alone, even though I'm on a couple of social media groups, and I help, I answer questions, and I can get support from there. But to be in a group virtually was really, really helpful, especially since the group had physicians, nurses, people with backgrounds who were patients. First time, I was very nervous. I don't think I put my camera on a whole lot because it was nerve-wracking to me to share details. I really enjoyed it. After I got over the fear of what if I say something and somebody doesn't agree with me, or how is this going to get controversial? And it never did. So I think it was a really good experience, and it really helped me to become more comfortable with these formats and speaking out. I was expecting more of a support group. I didn't really understand what it was that we were going to do. I think it was a 10 out of 10. I think that the format worked really well with, targeting certain issues, the way that we conducted it ourselves, the way the meetings were ran, and then the mix of people in the meetings, and how you all would draw on different people and allow us to speak openly and frankly and honestly. Valuable takeaway was the moment when I talked about intermittent FMLA, and we had the FMLA HR partner. And that's when I learned that there were several people that had to just quit their jobs in the past because they didn't know about the option to have intermittent FMLA. And that's when my eyes and my ears just perked up. And I realized how great it was that my HR department had come to me with intermittent FMLA, and that my doctors were able to do the paperwork. And it was my favorite moment because it just reminded me that I am my own best advocate. To hear other physicians on the call say they don't know anything about intermittent FMLA, to think that I would have to quit all that I've achieved at the Y over a diagnosis when there's intermittent FMLA and I've used it and it's worked out for me really well, would be really sad to think that I'd have to just walk away and not touch lives the way I do every day. But because I have that, and because hearing the other patients that didn't know it was available, didn't understand what it was, it broke my heart, but it also made me smile at the same time, knowing that I'm on the right path. I've found the tools that are going to drive my life and allow me to raise my children and be happy. That's always what I've wanted, but I never could find a way to really do that, to help others, specifically with PI. And because I've kind of turned a corner, I really have a desire to help other people with the condition. And that was the moment, that was just an incredible moment for me. And I want to make sure that other people feel that way too. It shouldn't be, oh, you have PI, so you can't be a director, or, oh, you have PI, so you can't have a 24-hour on-call job. that's not how it goes. Sharing that information, I think for a while during the first couple of series, I thought, oh, well, I'm not a doctor. I don't really have much to share with these people. But that was the moment where I was like, oh, that's why this is a good format, because we can all share and work together to create awareness and also help other patients. Series on college and higher education was very important to me. It was something that I hadn't even thought about, as I have two children that have been through the vaccine challenge and they passed, but we don't know how far that's going to go. And we're hoping their immune systems are going to be fine and normal as they age, but I don't know that for a fact. So to just hear what other people were going through and what they recommended was incredibly helpful for the future. Interacting face by face with medical professionals and with patients, just the combination, it didn't really matter what the topic was, just being able to talk about something that people don't get was incredibly helpful. I was sad when it ended. And I know that I probably should explore some other groups to do online. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen it continue for longer. I think some type of twice a month, sharing and also seeing what we can do, continuing the work, maybe starting more work on educating the community. I would have liked it to have continued for longer.